off and ready to kill me.
All right, I'm hearing the pace car is now coming under the bridge. We should see a check into the pit lane momentarily. And there it is.
And here comes our field with Sheffer and Ed York on the front row. And Bob was right. They are formed up rather nicely. They look like they're playing nice. And we have an early green flag, so that's it. Sheffer, Ed York take off. And they are still side by side as they hit the start-finish line.
It's actually
like Simonson and Collins.
I was going to say it's actually Sheffer and Simonson. Teddy York was not able to make the grid today, and as they head down into turn one, Sheffer has the advantage. He's about a half a car up on Simonson. Simonson is already set up all the way to the outside to try and get a run, and I see him already around Owen Sheffer. He set it up just right, took a nice wide line into turn one, and as they come out of two, heading into turn three, the dark blue car, Brent Simonson, he is your leader. Owen Sheffer is running second. Third, we've got Chris Collins at fourth, and running in third in ITA is the 17 car, Mark Johnston. We then have the SM5 car, Kevin Fryer, and the number 98 car running fourth, and John Alexandropoulos running sixth. Before we get to Bob down at the bottom half of the course, I want to make an announcement. Would SSM drivers, car number 101, Meyer Alzat, and 81, Sam Schechter, please report to the SOM on the second floor of the tower. Would SSM drivers 101, Meyer Alzat, and 81, Sam Schechter, please report to the SOM, second floor of the tower. All right, Bob, what are you seeing down the bottom half of the course?
We should be seeing them coming up right around now, and here they are, coming around 10. It is Simonson in the lead, followed by Owen Sheffer. Sheffer pulls out to the inside of the track, trying to make it past a drag race down the front stretch, and it looks like Simonson may have him going into one, Greg.
Well, as they go down the one, Sheffer has already gotten around Brent Simonson, and this really doesn't surprise me. Owen Sheffer has been working with Electromotive on a custom ECU specifically for Miatas. He has got a lot of tuning with Peter Florence, who's the premier tuner on the East Coast, or at least in the Southeast, and it is clear that he has got more straight line speed than Brent Simonson. And as they come out of two, heading into three, it is Owen Sheffer with about a car length and a half lead over Brent Simonson. Mark Johnston in the 17 Nissan has gotten around Chris Collins, so he is now third overall as well as third in ITA. Chris Collins is running fourth, Kevin Fryer running fifth, and then we have Lev Uretsky in his SM5 running sixth. All right, Bob, what do you see down there?
As you said, it is Sheffer, Simonson, and company coming through turn 6A right now as the race groups are starting to spread out and settle out a little bit. You've got Lindsey Johnson coming up rather quickly behind our front runners, and as you see him coming under the bridge, they're going to be nose to tail. Johnson coming up right behind their first two guys.
Here comes Owen Sheffer around turn 10. It looks like he's got about a 6 car length lead over Brent Simonson. But right behind him, Mark Johnston is drafting on Simonson. I think he's going to stay there until they get down through one, and maybe by the next lap have him set up and ready to make the pass.
Yeah, and as they head down in the one, Mike, Brent Simonson has moved to the middle of the track. That really has forced Mark Johnston to the outside and makes it a little bit more difficult for him to turn in. So Owen Sheffer, he is your leader. He's got about a 6 car length lead now over Brent Simonson. Simonson running second, and then Mark Johnston. But Johnston definitely has the power. He's actually trying to get around the outside of Simonson going into three. Doesn't have the room to make it happen. But I think as we saw yesterday, Mark Johnston has more straight line speed at this point than both of those Miatas. The Miatas definitely have the handling advantage, but we've got a very long, almost 3/4 mile long front straight here. So, Bob, what do you see down there at the bottom half of the course?
Filling the lead, Johnson is hanging on the back door.
So Mark Johnson's banging on the back of something. We're guessing on Simonson. Yeah, we're thinking the back bumper of Simonson now. We should see those leaders come back around in just a minute, Mike.
Well, like you said about yesterday, we expected Mark Johnston to make a pass on the front stretch yesterday, but he got it done on the back stretch.
On the back stretch, where we normally wouldn't even expect with that Nissan, which really doesn't have a lot of handling prowess.
You got it. And here they come. It is Sheffer with about an 8 car length lead over Simonson. Johnson is about a car length behind Simonson right now, holding steady in third. And then Chris Collins is fourth.
All right, Mike, going down the front straight, going into the braking zone. Mark Johnson has come all the way to the inside, almost all the way to the driver's right, and he is side by side with Brent Simonson as they enter turn number 1. Now, again, Mark Johnston's Nissan with that big 2.4-liter motor, a lot more torque than the Miata, and I would have thought that he'd be able to get around Simonson, but Simonson has been able to keep his position as they enter turn 3, now head into the chute. What you're going to see in just a moment is Sheffer, Simonson, Johnston. We then have Chris Collins, Kevin Fryer, and then Lev Uretsky. Bob, what do you see down there?
All right, that
it is Sheffer, Simonson, and Johnston. Johnston seems to be falling back a little bit off the pace, but still keeping up. Definitely moving forward here as they're coming through 7. We're looking at kind of ranking on Sheffer, and then of course Brent Simonson and Mark Johnson. It is not but for another 25 or 30 car lengths that you see the next car as they're coming under the bridge and back to you guys.
All right, you missed, Greg, that last lap. John Martin made a heck of a move here on Steve Hunt and John Alexandropoulos. He went 3 wide right before the start-finish line and passed both of them. Speaking right now, passing, Mark Johnston is trying to pass Brent Simonson. They hit the start-finish line. Simonson has the advantage, but Johnson on the inside. They're side-by-side going to 1.
Yeah, they are side-by-side under braking. I think you're going to find Simonson has better brakes than Johnson, and Simonson stays all the way to the driver's right, opens up that turn, and is able to drive right around Mark Johnston heading into turn number 1. Let's see as they come out of turn number 2. He indeed had enough momentum. He comes out of turn 2 into turn 3 with a 2-car length lead. So it is still Owen Sheffer, your leader, with about a 7-car length lead. Back to Brent Simonson, then Mark Johnston. We then hit Chris Collins, Kevin Fryer, and Lev Uretsky. Your 4th place runner in ITA, John Martin, unfortunately is about 14 seconds back from Mark Johnson, so he's got a long way to go. Bob, what are you seeing down there?
Car number 53, John Alexandropoulos, is off the pace drastically. The ITR car, that Porsche, but with her leaders still hauling butt, and pretty much it looks to me though like Simonson is creeping up a little bit on Schaefer, and of course Johnson right on his back bumper as they go into the bridge. Back to you guys.
All right, we've got car number 53 on pit road. He just turned back into the paddock area. Let me get a number of that.
That is John Alexandropoulos in his ITR car.
All right, here we go. And it's happening again. Mark Johnson trying to get around Simonson down the front stretch, side by side. They hit the start-finish line.
And they do it again. And we've got Johnston to the right. We've got Simonson to the left. Simonson opening up that turn as much as possible. But this time, under braking, Mark Johnston can get by and does get by Brent Simonson. So we are now looking at Owen Sheffer, your leader overall and in ITA. Mark Johnston is now 2nd. Brent Simonson is running 3rd. If we jump back a little bit to our Spec RX-7 race, Dave Aid has that well in command. He is, I believe, at this point, over 17 seconds, probably 14 seconds ahead of Ken Siegel, although Ken Siegel's got a heck of a battle going on with Michael Root for 2nd place in Spec RX-7, guys. What do you see down there, Bob?
Now, Mike Johnson has made it past Brent Simonson, and that is changed things up rather drastically. Now banging not so much on the back door, but catching up to Shepard, and that is going to make this a real interesting race. They're about to split with Johnson in the middle between Schaefer and Simonson. Coming up, we've got a lot of other cars coming through, but quite honestly, guys, nobody is going to catch our front runners at this point.
All right, here they come down the front stretch. Owen Schefter, he has got about a 10-car length lead over Mark Johnston, who's about 6 car lengths ahead of Brent Simonson. Right now, the lead for Schefter is 1.4 seconds with 6 laps to go. So with 6 laps, race group 8, that is Spec Racer Ford, Spec Racer Ford 3, please make your way to the grid. Group 8, Spec Racer Ford, Spec Racer Ford 3, please come to the grid.
All right, so although they're not in the same class, and truthfully, I don't know what the difference is between a T3 SM5 and a T4 SM5, especially from the exact same year. That is Chris Collins and Kevin Fryer. They are battling it out nose to tail for 4th place overall, and we're seeing them swap positions left and right, top of the course, bottom of the course, on the front straight. And Bob, they're heading down to you now, those 2 SM5 cars.
Change, guys. It is pretty much Schaefer, Simonson, and Johnson, and those guys are, man, it's like they've got a chain in between them. Not a whole lot of difference. Well, wait a minute now. As they're coming out of 7, it looks to me like Simonson is backed off a little bit, and it is Schaefer and Johnson that are keeping moving forward as they come under the bridge in around 10, guys.
All right, Bob. Owen Sheffer, here he comes. He's got a car right in front of him, about 6 car lengths in front of him. And yes, Mark Johnston is catching up to Sheffer real quick. It's now down to 9/10 of a second. So Johnston cut off 1/2 second that last lap.
Yeah, and this is a replay of what we saw yesterday. Owen Sheffer losing speed at the back half of the course. I'm wondering if it's just as the water temps and engine temps go up, maybe the car doesn't make as much power, and Johnston just keeps rolling through corners.
Hey, Greg, Kevin Fryer just got by Christopher Collins coming around 10. So put Fryer up to 4th, Collins back to 5th.
All right, and as they now round turn 3, it is Owen Sheffer. He's got about a 4-car length lead back to Mark Johnston, and then about another 5 car lengths back to Brent Simonson. And I'm now watching, Mike, going into turn 3, side by side, those 2 SM5 cars, Chris Collins and Kevin Fryer, and they are side by side heading down the chute. Bob, to you.
Tell you something, Johnson did a little quick clock up going into 5, but that didn't slow him down at all. He is right on the bumper of Shepard, and Simonson is losing ground all the way through. The guys are starting to come up on some back markers, and Shepard's getting held up, going around the back markers. Now Johnston's going around him under the bridge, and back to you guys.
All right, that last lap, Bob, both Sheffer and Johnston ran their fastest lap times. And here they come again around turn 10. And yes, Johnston is closing the gap about 2 car lengths. And they have 3 back markers in front of them, which they will probably catch by the time they get down to turn 1.
Yeah, they are coming up on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place Spec Racer 4, Spec RX-7s, Mike Rupen, Seeligan, John Johnson, John Maslin. As they go into turn number 3, I am having trouble. As they go into turn number 1, Owen Sheffer gets around Maslin. Mark Johnston follows him through. But now, coming out of turn 2, look at this. Mark Johnston has driven around Owen Sheffer. He is your new leader coming up on our number 22 and number 68 RX-7s. Now Johnston gets held up behind the RX-7s. Sheffer gets around Johnston coming to the bottom half of the course. Bob, I'm going to leave it to you because this is a heck of a race now in ITA.
It certainly is, guys, and as they go into 5, they're 3 wide now, and just 1 wide. Johnston pulls it out. He is now about 2 car lengths ahead of Shepard and Simonson, and he's putting those long legs of that 200 SX. I tell you what, you can tell he's got the speed, but don't count out Shepard, and I wouldn't count out any of the other cars as well. 41 being held up by some Spec RX-7, but nevertheless, as these guys come out underneath the bridge and towards turn 10, it is going to be one heck of a race down to the flag.
All right, and here they come. It's Owen Sheffer in the lead by about 2 car lengths over Mark Johnston. Oh, I'm sorry, the other way around. Johnston's your leader. And let's see, the time is 4/10 of a second difference. With 3 laps to go, second call for Group 8 SRF. SRF 3, please come to the grid. Second call, Group 8. Spec Racer 4 and Spec Racer 4-3, please come to the grid.
All right, Mike, and as they went down into turn 1, Owen Sheffer with the brakes, the 4-wheel disc brakes on that Mazda Miata, a much better balanced car, was able to brake much deeper into the braking zone. He is now only half a car length back from Mark Johnston as they round turn 3. Johnston gets a little loose on the exit of 3, actually drops a wheel, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Sheffer to catch up. Bob, what do you see down in the chute?
They're coming into the chute, turn 5, Shepard's right on Johnson, the bumper, and then Ronnie backs off a little bit, he brakes a little harder than Johnson did. Johnson comes around turn 6A, he in the lead by about 5 car lengths, 6B pretty much the same, and let's see how he comes into 7. 7, he's picking up speed, but Shepard is still about 5-6 car lengths behind him as they're going up through 9 and
you remember yesterday, Johnson and Sheffer had that great finish, and Johnson edged them out right at the start-finish line by about a half a car length. And here they are. It is Johnston, then Sheffer, and Sheffer has got the draft on him, pulls to the inside, and is trying to make the pass. They're side by side going to one.
All right, Mike, going down in the one. It is Owen Sheffer to the inside. He is half a car length ahead of Mark Johnston under braking. And as they turn in for turn number one, Owen Sheffer is your new leader. Mark Johnston running second. All right.
Kevin Pryor dropped all four wheels off between 8 and 9, kept his foot in it, and brought it right back in. So interesting driving, interesting taking the 8 to 9 sequence, but certainly a great drive by Pryor.
All right, guys, we got a special announcement. Just had one of the stewards come up to the booth. We have a person with Alzheimer's who is lost somewhere in the paddock area. They're wearing khaki pants, a white shirt, and a Notre Dame hat. If you see that person, please direct them to one of the stewards so they can, give this person a little help. So yeah, again, we've got somebody with Alzheimer's kind of wandering around, khaki pants, white shirt, Notre Dame hat. If you see that person, please direct them towards one of the stewards. Thank you very much.
All right, Bob, what are you seeing down the bottom half of the course?
He is still ahead of Johnson, and they are back up underneath the bridge right now. Probably no more than 2 car lengths behind him. Johnson is really looking to put some distance and get around him again, probably right around 10.
All right, here they come down this front stretch right now there, Bob. It is Sheffer in the lead, 2 car lengths back to Johnston, and they both get the 1 to go board. We have 1 lap to go. This race is not done. Greg, I think it's going to end the way it did yesterday.
I think it absolutely is. Now, both of those cars, both Johnston and Sheffer, have gotten around car number 4. That's your second place runner in Spec RX-7, and they have nothing but clear track ahead of them. Yesterday, there was a spin and a wreck down in the carousel, which affected the outcome of this ITA race. Right now, we don't have any cars ahead. It is going to be just straight up driving. Owen Sheffer, currently your leader. Mark Johnston in his Nissan 240SX in second place. They're heading down into the chute now. Bob, what do you see on this last lap? All right, well,
There he is.
And they'll be hitting 10, and it is about 1 car length difference between Sheffer and Johnston. Johnston's going to have to pull out real quick. He does. He comes to the inside. He puts the pedal down, but he is not going to catch Sheffer. Sheffer is your winner. Mark Johnston second. 2/10 of a second, just a tick under 3/10 of a second difference.
and finishing up the ITA podium, Brent Simonson crosses the stripe. He takes third today. Let's take a look at the Spec RX-7 drivers. I think we're still waiting for Dave 8 in the number 9 car. He was your